Hello everyone, welcome back to Minecraft. Last episode we talked about my geeky math anime concept. Um, so in something not entirely unrelated to the math anime concept, I'd like to talk a little bit about what I think are some problems with math education. I think we can all agree that my volume is too loud. I think we can all agree that this is decent. That math education leaves more than a little bit to be desired in its execution. So, what specifically is the problem? Well, one thing that I noticed that was particularly annoying, and even now, in fact, is quite annoying, is that you don't get an idea of what math as a career is actually like until like very much later on. And I remember having a talk with a head of a math department, and I described to him this problem. The fact that math majors, maybe, or potential math majors, will go ahead and get through calculus 2 maybe, and they'll say, oh, well, I did pretty good in calculus. I suppose I should be a math major then. You know, they think if they get an A in Calc 2, that means they're automatically going to be a math major. Unfortunately, though, what do I actually need right now? I need a pick. I have a pick. Wood. What should I do with that wood? I don't know. Torches? Oh, I can make some torches. Yeah. So you can get through Calc 2 and think, hey, I've got this whole math thing down. And the fact of the matter is, real math, like later on math classes, have little to nothing to do with the sort of things that you do in a class like Calc 2. Oh, sweet, our first cave. Ooh, that reminds me, I need a sword. So what kind of things do you do in Calc 2 that are so different? Well, you're solving word problems, which I suppose is it's on the road of being similar to math, real math, but oh wow, that's awesome, lots of cool. But so solving word problems is essentially applied math. Right, like typically the word problems you're going to be solving are, well, you're going to have a very clear idea of how to approach the problems. You're going to be taught in class, hey, there's these 3 types of word problems. You should probably memorize how to do all of them. And the rest of the class is probably just learning, memorizing formulas, and doing calculations, like doing integrals. If you haven't taken calculus, you have no idea what this means, but essentially doing calculations, anything where you get a numerical result is the answer, or solving word problems, right? All that is not what real math is like. Now, of course, I don't have a full understanding of what quote-unquote real math is, but when I guess I'm sort of going off of this one conversation I had. Let's get some more. Let's just finish off this chuckle. And I'm also going off of course, having looked at some upper level math courses and having them described to me, looking into the course descriptions and such like that. I forget what was. My strategy is to put a torch always on the right wall. Yeah, I think that's what I was doing. I think that's a good strategy. So if calculus isn't real math, then well, what is real math? You know, if this is such an issue, well, why don't you help me out a little bit, right? If I want to be a math major, for example. Well, most of real math is doing proofs. In fact, all of real math. If you're going to try to discover something original in math, well, you have to prove it. And so, sort of the core idea in math is that you need to be able to prove something, and a lot of the time, so there's this course called Transition into Higher Math, and you could also call it Transition into Real Math. And well, what does that course consist of? It's proofs. It's literally a class on nothing but proofs. That is the entire course. Bye. Oop, no, that's not the killing button. Come here. You don't drop anything, do you, Pat? No, you don't. Oh, I'm sorry, I killed you. That was kind of awful. You guys you make cute noises. Tyrite. I don't know what that is. Can I craft with it? No. Oh well. So, okay. If proofs are such a big deal, well, what are they exactly? Oh, hello there. I'd really appreciate it if you didn't knock down my torches. Oh, you did. Darn it. Well, so what's special about a proof is that it's sort of what math is about. It's where you start out with what is established to be true, and then you make a series of steps following the rules of algebra or whatever field you happen to be working in. Basically, you're using steps that are proved to be okay, and you use those steps to get from where you start to where you want to end up. And there's a couple of tricks that you can do to prove what you want to prove by, well, not directly proving it, by proving some of the thing that's related to it. And if you do that in a particular way, then it still counts as a proof. That's essentially what you'll learn in a proofs class. I need some torches. I need more than that. Please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me. We're good. So, it's really frustrating that in math education, your first exposure to proofs is in geometry. At least it was for me. Are there any other proofs that you do before then? You may maybe prove where the quadratic formula comes from, but that's just an algebraic manipulation. That's sort of I'd say that's a pretty basic proof as proofs go. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just, well, you need to do more than that. You need to do more difficult proofs. Why is it so bright in here? There's got to be lava in nearby. That's probably lava in there. Let's drop some andesite, whatever that is, and block this up. Yeah, so I would describe it as false advertising, because doing well in those earlier math courses is in fact not an indication of how well you'll do in the rest of math. And I think that is a miserable disservice, honestly. Because if you're not like me, if you're not constantly watching YouTube videos about math and asking people about math and making your entire life about math, you'll probably have no idea about what you're really getting in for when you decide or think you want to be a math major. And if I think we just gave a clearer idea of what math was, it wouldn't be this sort of mystical beast that it is now, that in our culture it's just acceptable to not understand. Math is actually super important. Why? Because it informs physics, it informs engineering. I don't know if you've heard the saying before, but they say physics is applied math and engineering is applied physics. So in a sense, it all comes down to math. I don't know how long I've been down there. I feel like it's been no, we still have time. Sweet. It must be daytime by now, though, right? Yes, it is. Maybe daytime and night over again. Can I get a door? Yes, let's make an acacia door. I don't like that door at all. Honestly. How many doors? I made 3 doors? Why do I have so many doors? Okay, whatever. Yeah, so as well, since I'm a math tutor, you could say I'm a math educator. As a math educator, beyond the sort of general fear of math, the next biggest sort of opponent that I have to face on a regular basis is the fact that nobody understands what math is about. And it's difficult to answer those questions when, like me myself, I haven't taken any advanced math courses yet. I hope to soon, like within the next year. But are these grown enough? I don't think so. Oh, these are potatoes. This is like a whole nother. I had no idea. Okay. Potatoes, sweet. Yeah, people ask me on a fairly regular basis. So what kind of math do you do, for example? Or like, what is this going to be used for? Why do I need to learn this? And I can sometimes answer the first question, like, what do I do? But as far as answering your... What? Did that pig just come out of that house? No, that must have been a villager. That was a strange juxtaposition of images right there. Oh, I'm sorry, villager. You kind of got caught in the crossfire there. But yeah, that is the question, isn't it? When am I ever going to use this? Well, my best answer that I have been able to come up with is to say math isn't just a subject, it's a way of thinking. And I know that seems really corny, but it's actually true. Just the same way that programming sort of creates in people a certain way of thinking. It's sort of, it gives you the tools to understand a higher level of reasoning and proof. Mathematical proof is the highest standard of proof that there is in any subject. So without math, you can't understand statistics, for one, which you see every day on television. You can't understand physics, because physics, well, for one, physics uses calculus. Physics uses differential equations. And to be able to do certain complicated things with physics, you need, well, you need some really high-level math. So, I'm not saying you have to understand it, I'm not saying you have to like it, but just please respect it a little bit more. Oh, and educators, please fix it. Oh my gosh. Give students an idea of what math actually is and stop just making them memorize formulas and add and multiply and stuff as if that was all there is to math. I think that's my rant done. Thank you very much for watching. We will continue Minecraft in the next episode.